And good evening, everyone. And welcome to this week's episode of the Adventures of the Redbane Guild.
Woo!
Now, your days on the Isle of Giants have been eventful, to say the least. You have been hunted by a yeti, sheltered by friendly giants, tracked down an accused poacher, trekked through dangerous forests and up high mountains, surviving the treacherous winds and blizzards. You discovered the sacred forest and its inhabitants, the Furbolg, who helped you discover many hidden truths about your quest. You faced a murderous cult of snow elves and purged their threat from the land. You endured ancient horrors in the Vault of Ages and emerged victorious. And you came at last face to face with the Seeker Lord himself. And now, the intrepid adventurers of the Redbane Guild, along with your companions, Brecken, Thicket, and Mealy, and your faithful beasts, Tinkerbell, Fabian, and Mossface, have arrived back at the Larkspur after these long weeks of adventure and struggle. The Thicket has been rushed aboard to be treated by Marion and Mealy for his festering wound received in the battle. And now as you board the Larkspur again, the crew rush to you, embracing each of you, greeting you. Valdemar and the gunners, Graziella, Clara, Drasana, Red, Eckerd, and even Nikolai all seem ecstatic to see you again. And of course, especially, Vissa is glad that you're back. What do you do? Ah, no! Everybody at once.
Yeah, well, it's good to be back, and messily dropping all of the extra detritus of junk that I've been hauling unhappily.
You see deckhands and sailors come up and begin to help you take your cart on board and your animals. As well, you have secured 2 extra horses from the riders. You took those very nice white war horses, destriers, who as well came with each with a set of nice barding armor made of dark dwarven steel with fine leather, plates all up and down the neck and on the hind, and then nice dark chain mail protecting the sides. And you take 1 set of that with each horse on board with you. So now you have 3 horses. 3 horses for 3 party members.
Interesting.
And Brecken.
And Brecken's like, okay, I'll take the donkey.
I
So-
suspect long travels across land with these fortuitous horses we've got.
Graziella
I think
commands
that's
the
peering too far into the veil there, Worth.
crew, help them take their things. They must be tired. Take them down below decks. And you, come on the board.
Hello.
Yeah, well,
How is Thicket?
We're not sure yet. He looked a bit rough when I came aboard. He's in back down with Marian and Miali now. Lovely people. They're turning to him. Marian is very good at what she does. I'm very hopeful that he will be all right. Though he looked infected, I must say.
So at the moment, he's in no condition to leave or stay here.
Not right now, for certain. He will need to rest in a place until he's more stable condition. I will defer to Marian's judgment on this. Marian and Miali seems knowledgeable as well, but we will have to wait.
I recommend that we disembark as soon as possible, that we leave here.
That is absolutely what we will do.
I don't know how close behind us the rest of them are. It could be bad.
And it is with that she does head off toward the bridge where you see Nikolai and Clara up there, have headed back up there, and Graziella heads back toward them to get underway. Now you see Vissa run just up some way ahead of you to greet the animals again, patting Fabian and Tinkerbell and Mossface as well. And as she runs up to greet them, you see Drasana approach you 3. You 4 with Brecken as well, now kind of staying behind with you guys, letting Vissa do her thing. She comes up to you and takes you 4 to one side. She says, I just want you all to know that she's had a very rough time the last couple of weeks. She points to Vissa. We were hopeful for a long time. We stayed with giants. They gave us some news of you, but after what happened and we had to flee, well, she withdrew for some days. Hardly eating, not sleeping. She didn't want to play music anymore. She would cry for hours while rambling about her father and her mother and her parents and her home and you all dead. She would just ramble about this. And one night, I caught her passed out, holding a bottle of Eckerd's cooking wine. She was constantly anxious. I just want you all to be prepared. I'm sure she's happy, very happy that you're back, but there could be some lingering issues. She might still be a bit shaken, just so you know.
That boy needs therapy. Psychosomatic.
Thank you for taking care of her.
Yeah, that is concerning, definitely.
Well, we didn't know what had become of you or why we even had to flee. I'm sure that Vissa will tell you more about that. She's very, very eager to talk with you all. And in fact, and Vissa, at this very point, again, like slams into you all, basically, come on, let's go, come to talk to me, go to tell me everything about what happened.
Okay.
And she like herds you all down towards the below decks. And as you head down there toward where you all used to bunk and where she does still, excuse me, man, a little gassy tonight. You see her tearing up, and she hugs her uncle and says, "You tell me everything. I demand it right now, all of it. Tell me." And she sits right down and gestures for you all to sit down. Come on.
Oh, okay. Very well.
Yeah.
I sit down.
I pull out the necklace. We have something for you. And I hand it to her.
Mirwin made it.
What? You made this?
Did.
Where did you find that huge ruby?
Oh yeah, we found lots of things.
We found lots of treasure, and this was simply part of it.
This is too big. I can't accept this.
Oh, don't worry. There's plenty more where that came from. So.
Oh, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever owned. And she puts it on, marvels at it in the torchlight, and she looks very pleased, extremely pleased with it. And she says, "Well, it looks like you've had lots of adventures where you come along rubies and lots more like it. Just that's crazy. You've been gone so long. I was worried. Can you just where have you been and what have you been up to?"
Mirwin wants to tell, or you, not me.
Either way, Mirwin will probably be able to get some of the nittier, grittier details out for you. But the short of it is that we met with giants, and then we went into a large valley of these folk. These are called furbolgs, the two strange ones that you saw. And we learned a lot. We learned a lot about what Brecken has been looking for, and about the piece of Fey steel that you had. And then we spent a long time underground in a vault. A long time was spent travel all over this island. And then, honestly, after we got out of the vault, it's been a little bit of a rush to get back to the ship. And then we were attacked, and we had no idea, since we were underground for such a long time, what was outside. And yeah.
Wow. And Brecken kind of takes her. It's been a rough few weeks, and we are excited and very happy to be back with you. And we are very sorry if we caused you any sort of distress. And she guys kind of nods a little bit. It's okay. I don't know what happened. We were with the giants, and they took great care of us for a while, with especially Nahaloveo and Buno.
Mm.
We traded with them, and they gave us food, kept us well provisioned, and they were very kind. And but then one day they said that they sensed a danger on the wind. They didn't know what, but they told us we had to leave. Told us to go to this cove, and we didn't know why or what happened. And we just had to leave, and we've just been sitting here for like 2 weeks. It was horrifying. Up until then, we had known at least something about where you had been. They communicated with us and said that you had gone to this place called Ovai, and then you had gone up the mountain and you had gone into the sacred forest. We didn't know much else about it,
Yeah.
but we knew you were there. I didn't know anything about you went underground?
Yeah. That's a very well kept secret. I think if we hadn't made this cold shut in the dark, we would have never been able to find it. 2 weeks, you said? That's such a long time.
I was a little bit rough.
There's been trouble on the island for 2 weeks.
Well, I don't know how long the trouble has been here, but we've been waiting at the cove for almost 2 weeks. Maybe the giants sent us off beforehand. They just said they sensed trouble coming on the wind. That it was, how did Bruno put it? The wind bore ill tidings for the future.
That sounds awfully giant. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
So that's
awfully
where
giant. We've been dealing
It
with a
is, it does,
lot of that.
it does, doesn't it? They kind of talk like that, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're strange, funny folk, but I love them a lot.
They are strange and funny folk, and I think
Just
we
like
all
beer.
like them a lot too. But we've had it just about up to here with all of their ways. They are, especially in our important dealings, trying to figure all of this out. They're a bit of a pain. They're a bit of a pain.
So, but you did get what we came here for, right then?
We did.
We
I
did.
pull out the new shard.
I see it.
I guess.
And then she retrieves her own shard and looks at them, and then she places it into its slot, into that broken piece. She says, "It does fit, like perfectly. That's insane. Wow. I guess we made the right choice, Dane."
Apparently, there are 3 more pieces to this.
Oh, so we've got to go to 3 more places?
Possibly.
Well,
Are
I
there
don't know
more? Are
if
there
the
like?
others are already taken or not.
Did you find it underground?
Yes, it was in that what they call the Vault of Ages.
Do you have to go to 3 more vaults of ages?
We don't know.
don't know about
That was likely the only Vault of Ages. It was constructed to keep this safe and out of the hands of
that. We
the people
also heard of
following
an
us.
organization of monks that were collecting these themselves, and at least in the material that we had read, they had collected 2 more shards themselves. So it's possible that we find 2 somewhere off by themselves.
Yeah.
Is that who attacked you? Those horsemen. They looked like the riders that came after me and attacked my village.
believe so.
They are for sure the riders. We have no idea if they are the monks or not.
And that was what the trouble was, Dane?
Yes.
What did they do?
They destroyed Ovai.
Tried to take the shards.
Oh, they destroyed the town? Like all of it?
Pretty much.
How? How did they do that? There's giants.
They have a guy that flies around on a wyvern and a whole army.
Yeah, well, Worth, you know, that's a lot of details.
Yeah, well,
Or
better her to find this out now and to cope with it than to learn about it if they attack us. But as you know, Vissa, the crew is quite fond of you, and they will do everything to keep you safe.
Vissa begins to hyperventilate a
yeah,
bit,
Oh.
and then she breaks down and cries very violently for the next 20 minutes.
Brecken,
Oh.
Brecken just
Mirwin, this one's on you, I think.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. That sounds scary, I know. But don't worry. We're about to leave. I'm sure we're going to leave any minute here. And it does occur within a couple minutes that you feel you undock, and slowly the ship makes out to sea. And at this point, you see Vissa begin to sober up a little bit. Catch your breath. Sniffly, and she says, "How did they find us all the way out here? I thought we were safe, this far away from everything."
We don't know.
I don't know.
Have no idea. I thought we were rather safe as well. There was almost certainly no reason for us to be out here on this unnamed, unmarked island. Unimportant.
How could it be? Do they?
They must have known the general location for already, the vicinity, or at least that it was on this island. And we just happened to beat them here, or they were waiting for us to find it, and then they were going to take it from us.
That might be. This is all.
Thankfully, the giants and the furbolg mounted to counterattack, and
Oh, that's
they're
good.
giants. They're pretty big, so they're probably okay now.
So if they were only after the shard, they're probably coming for us.
That's why we're leaving.
I suppose so. I'm sorry. This is so much to take in all at once, and she's saying so many things about wyverns and giants and bugs, and this is just so pretty.
That it is.
Sorry. It's just a little overwhelming.
You're okay. It's okay.
And it's only really at this point that you notice that Vissa looks a bit different than when you left. Hair is a bit longer, and she's actually got it in a short ponytail now. That pixie-ish cut that you had when she left, when you guys left all that time ago, has grown out now. Indeed, I was thinking about this. So, what is the general state of all of your hygienes after all this time? I'm just kind of
sure
curious.
We're pretty rank.
Have you
Pretty
shaved or anything?
I suppose not.
I just thought of.
North would probably have tried if he could, because he's weird like that. But
You would be keeping his hygiene up
Yeah.
as much as he could. He doesn't have any shaving supplies, but he'd be using his dagger.
yeah,
But all of your hair is.
All
of your-
after we got out of the house.
Well,
yeah. I mean,
all of your hair is a
there's
bit longer and stuff now, because I was thinking you'll notice that some of the other crew members have grown out
Yeah.
into beards and such. But I was meaning to ask you guys that. But anyways,
yeah.
that's what you're up to right now.
Now that we're back to like civilization, B wants to find a civilization. And we're talking about longer hair. B wants to find like a little piece of suede strap or leather strap from wherever he can find it. Something like around a bag or something. The tie.
Sure. So Vissa just says, "Thanks, you guys. I'm sure you'll have more stories for me. but for now, I think I need to get a little bit of rest. This has been a
No.
lot, and
Might be smart.
hopefully make sure that the ticket's okay. I'd like to get to know them a little better. They're pretty cool. Firbolg,
Yeah.
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 wild.
And apparently they are coming with us now.
At least for now.
So you guys kind of get up and disperse a little bit after this, and you make me a survival check as you dig about the ship for some of these supplies you're looking for.
Piece of suede. Twine would do well as well. Well, it's a 4. I'm just looking for anything.
In a barrel up nearby, on top of a barrel, you find some twine. If you want to keep looking around, make one more check.
I'll take the twine in my hand. If I can't find anything else, that's a little bit better. That'll take me up to a 13.
You find lying in a corner next to someone's bunk. You don't know who's. There's a smallish and a little bit rough-looking leather strap, but it's in decent shape.
That's good enough. I'm just gonna pull some of the bangs out of my eyes and pull it back into a loose ponytail because
Yeah.
I've got that moppy, greasy Highland cow hair.
Yeah, you got a little bit of a fawn ponytail going on right now.
Yeah, and now my character in game matches the character that I drew.
Yeah. And Sabu, additionally, you notice, yeah, you've still got a little bit of that sore throat and cough going on,
Oh yeah.
but mostly right now is what you're noticing is that your head feels a little irritated and your horns, like the base of your horns, feels a little itchy.
Oh. Yeah. Well,
It's kind of getting itchy.
it's about that time, I think. I hope
And-
whatever I caught doesn't bring back to the shipmates.
So I want to go find Nikolai.
Sure. Let's take a quick break. I gotta pee.
Okay.
Yes. Oh, he doesn't have his headphones on. Look at my cat. Look what she's doing.
Sadie, you are a big silly girl.
Well, that's right. There's a girl at work named
Here she goes.
Sadie.
She's pulling her toy.
She's got a weird face.
I grew up with someone named Sadie.
She's got this weird, intense, like, stare. I started calling it the Medusa stare.
Don't look at her.
I named my cat off of a TV show character, and she doesn't have the same personality at all. I'd rename her if I could.
Alrighty, so you are headed to find Nikolai.
Yes,
All right.
with my greatsword.
Did you taking this great sword with you?
Indeed.
So you shoulder this great sword, kind of proudly displaying it, and head up deck, out to the upper deck. And you easily find Nikolai. He is still standing in the rear of the ship, majestically looking out over the sea. As now you see the isle beginning to shrink in the distance as you've been sailing for some 10, 20 minutes or so.
Nikolai.
Warrit, my good man, how are you?
Well, still alive, which is more than I can say for a lot of the people we've met on this island. On that island.
I see.
How was your wait?
It was eventful, but not altogether bad. In fact, I learned a lot of things about this culture, but I knew nothing about the culture to begin with, and I quite valued my time with the giants.
Good.
Made me see some things from a different light. The way that they live. It's calming and peaceful, and I like it. They took care of us, of course, you can see. And now you begin to notice, up here on the deck, there is one large rug of giant make, obviously giant make, in a fine purple and a whitish heather sort of texture. And there's more giant made goods that you find around as well. You see pumpkins. There are some barrels of ale that are in the style made by Gerundian and others. Even squash and some of those wheels of that very hard cheese that you saw a lot of in the Sacred Forest with Furbolg. So it appears that they didn't want for much while they were here. They traded and received goods and were taken care of well through their partnership with the giants.
Wonderful. Good. Well, we found this great sword on, I don't actually remember where we found it now,
I see.
but it is of no use to me. I certainly can't swing it.
It's a fine specimen.
But maybe you can make use of it or sell it. You can make a profit.
He offers a hand. He swirls it in the air a few times. Not bad at all.
Yes. It
In
is
fact, I quite like it.
as far as we can tell, it is many thousands of years old.
Truly.
Yes, it was down in the Vault of Ages where we found the shard. There were these creatures. They looked in the shape of humans, but they were made of wood. They were essentially living humanoid trees.
You know,
in
the
fact, that's where I
people.
got this helm.
Really?
Yes. And they were likely created by the people who made the shard. And this was one of the sword. This was a sword that one of them wielded.
Fascinating. You know, where I come from, they tell stories in my little village about people made of wood and trees, vines like in the forest. They call them spriggans.
Yeah.
But you have truly seen one.
Yes.
Thank you for this. I quite like it.
You're welcome.
He kind of stands it up and thrusts it into the wood. It stands on its own, and he says, "It is fine quality after thousands of years. It's hard to imagine that it's still sharp. Huh. I think I'll keep it.
It suits you.
Thank you, Worth."
You're welcome. And then I turn and leave.
You hear the of the blade a few more times as he experiments with it, practices whirling it about.
Yay.
Yeah, you seem to have gotten in his good graces a bit more. And he definitely seemed more chill than when you left. Definitely.
We still have all of that thing of jewels that we should give to Graciela.
Oh yeah, how were we going to do that again? We were going to give her.
We were going to let her split that up. Yeah. So with the brassy short sword, that just went to the crew. Handed that off. Didn't really care where that went. The original bow staff, I took to my quarters, and then wherever we haven't divvied out the chest of jewels yet. So
Red comes and finds you then, and kind of claps you on the shoulder. Good to see you again, Bew.
It's good to see you as well. How are you?
I'm well. Been a bit of a harrowing couple of weeks, but we made it through.
Yeah, same with us. Same with us.
And you notice Red's grown out his beard and has a knot in it, a nice braid. He says, "You got some things to store then?" So that cart's got quite a bit in it.
Yeah. Yeah. What was in the cart? I forget what we all had in there. I know for certain that
I saw a
uh,
sword and some other things, chests and whatnot.
yeah.
I'm
We
quite
for sure
ready.
have some ancient treasure that I think Graziella should take a look at. And I guess, yeah, you as well would be in charge of divvying that up. We personally haven't taken too much from it. We've left it mostly unmessed with.
Well, what you brought back from your own adventures is essentially your own. Not that the crew wouldn't appreciate a bit of a donation, but if you found some things that you particularly, kind of suffered risk to find or are attached to, you can certainly keep them. And, you need monetary compensation once we come into port again. You can sell pretty much what you wish.
Yeah, well, that is generous. We had previously said that we were going to at least chip in some of the treasure, just
We would certainly appreciate that.
so the crew doesn't feel like we are freeloading off of all of you.
As I've said before, I'm sure I'd think that'd be a good move. Not that they resent you or anything. I think that this stay here with the Giants has done everyone a bit of good. It's gotten them all out of their ways of thinking, out of the daily grind of the old world. It's almost as if this is a whole new world. So a
A
lot of
whole
them have
new point of view, yeah.
a lot of them come around, exactly, a whole new point of view. But I still think it'd be good to give them a little bit of the sugar.
Yeah. Well, here, come with me.
Sure.
And I'll take him over to the chest, wherever we have it, and kind of pull it out and flip open and just present what we have, what we pulled.
He looks very impressed. Now that is quite the haul. Did you find all of that in this dungeon I've been hearing whispers of?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. The first, I would say, I think we spent, I'm not sure, a lot of it was very fuzzy, especially towards the end, but we spent like 2 days down there without finding much of anything and just kind of slogging along, fighting creatures and finding weird like bones in cages, and then the other 3 days we found 2 chests like this with tons of gold and other treasures. I found I don't know if you've heard of the creatures we fought down there, but there were these large tree type beasts, stood like a man and fought like a man. And the bow staff I now carry was used by one of them.
Well, I've seen too many things to be surprised by what you're saying, really. Craziness, though. And these Firbolg.
Yeah.
Who'd ever thought a creature like them existed? Of course, with giants too, but these are even weirder. But they're nice. They seem nice.
Yeah.
Just like the giants. Giants were kind as heck.
Yeah. The giants, they were something else, and the Firbolgs are also something else. I didn't expect for us to take 2 with us, but
Yeah, that's some kind of thing. Is the one gonna be all right? He looked rough.
no. But I think he's God's favorite, so he'll be fine.
I saw him back there with Marianne, so hopefully he'll be okay.
Yeah.
So you
Well,
divvy up a couple of things.
yeah.
Your day passes a few more hours,
I would-
nearing evening.
I would like to go find Graziella.
Sure. Mirwin, are you doing anything during this time?
I am just sitting on the deck, enjoying not having to do anything.
That is well deserved. Yeah, Mirwin basically just thumps down,
A break is nice.
and you watch the sea go by. The cold of the day doesn't even faze you at all. You enjoy the wind on your face without having to walk anywhere or trek through any terrain or fight anything or watch out for traps of any sort. You just relax. And yeah, you go find Graziella within a couple minutes. She actually comes strolling up to you. What? How you doing?
I'm much better now.
You glad to be back on the boat?
Very, very glad to be here. And that
As fun
hasn't
as that
touched my back.
was, as fun as that was, I'm glad to be sailing again.
Yes. I suppose we should bring you up to speed on what we've learned, and it's quite a lot.
Well, that is exactly what I was about to ask you about. We need to have a crew meeting tonight. Very important. In my chambers, you and your companions, you all gather with me and my senior officers. We are going to fly by dark tonight, which means we put out all the lights so that no one can see where we are. Basically,
Nice.
I have a blackout curtains in my chamber. We will light simply one light, and we will discuss then. I have many questions, of course, as do all the crew. We will gather, and there we will figure out what is going on and where we go next. What is the next step? So that is what I would like you to get your people ready for, please.
Okay.
So another hour-ish passes. You see Tristana and Red getting the crew ready. The sail is raised. The lights are all put out. Not a candle or a lantern on the entire ship. And you get back up on upper deck. You guys, along with Brecken and Vissa, and you see Graziella. She beckons you into her quarters as several others file in as well. She points at Clara. Says, Clara, take the wheel tonight. Keep us on course. Won't be the first time we've sailed in the black. The rest of you, come on. We need to talk. You arrive back in Graziella's cabin. You see her, that long table with several wine bottles strewn about, that half-broken bust of hers there. And she ushers you into her bed quarters, which is a fairly expansive chamber, the largest one on board, obviously. She has her red-covered bedspread, a brand new Giants-made rug in the middle of the floor, with a decorative, nice-looking pumpkin in the corner under a painting and several more accoutrements. And she says, please, everyone sit down. So you guys, along with Graziella, Nikolai, Rayed, Brecken, and Vissa, all huddled together in this chamber. Graziella lights a single candle, sets it on the floor. As darkness falls, this single light shines, shimmering in ghostly reflections upon the walls. Graziella faces you all and says, so now, we are deep in it now, aren't we? We,
Yes.
the crew, all share the feeling that there is no going back now. A few of our deckhands have said that they will be retiring when we next make port because they want no more to do with all of this. But the Larkspur is marked now. Make no mistake. That flying bastard and the ones who follow him, they will find us eventually, no matter how far we run. And now none of us here have ever known any home but the Larkspur. So, we have no choice. We will be with you wherever this takes us. So, tell me, where does this take us and why?
Well, where is still a question that we don't know for sure. However, we do know, I pull out the new shard. We do know that there are 3 more pieces of whatever this was originally that have to be collected. We had 1 piece already that was with Vissa, the reason she came to us in the first place.
Aye.
We found this one deep underground in the Vault of Ages, hidden away, at least purpose to be for all times. But the people following us are trying to gather them to wield the immense power it would have and to what end, honestly.
Now tell me, who is it that is following us? Why do they want it? Why would they want to do that?
Power?
Yeah, the closest we can come to an accurate conclusion to this is that there was an order of monks who sought out these shards a while ago. They had acquired 2. We don't know if the ones that are chasing us now are still part of that order of monks. Maybe a new phase, or read some of their texts, or is brand new.
So then what are the shards and where do they come from? So asks Red.
The shards were originally 1 tool or weapon that was used there was what was described to us as a world tree that was used to bring balance to all of Cirrus. You've no doubt all heard of Fey Steel.
The nod.
Apparently, this is not a naturally occurring thing. This was at some point used to manipulate all of Cirrus. And the people that did this were called the Easy.
At that, Nikolai looks he pipes up a little bit, looks a little bit sideways at you guys. He says, "World tree. Is it?"
Yeah. You've heard these words before?
You're bringing up a lot of things from my childhood today. Again, another thing that my great-grandmother used to tell me. She used to say a story about the world tree, the world tree. And I could swear that I have a memory of her saying the word "eased." But it had gone from my memory until just now. But yes, there was a legend, a story about the world tree. Something... I was only a child when I heard it. It was an orcish legend, I think.
Orcish.
Passed to us. And Mirwin, you remember that when you were in the house of Japhira, she introduced this to you as an orcish legend. The legend of the world tree.
Mm.
And,
I remember that too. Not as Bew, but as Ian.
But now...
Neither Worth nor James remember that part.
Now you get that Nikolai has heard this before. He says, yes, I'm sure. So you're telling me that it has something to do with this legend, with this story I was told as a little boy?
Yeah, well, presumably.
Quite possibly.
My.
The original weapon was going to be used to destroy the world tree. And it was shattered to keep it away from whoever would use it. But it is possible it could be reforged, and if we reforge it and put it back together, we could use it to seal up whatever pathway through who knows where that these Easton came from originally. And if we destroy this, we have to reforge it and destroy it completely, send it back through, then they could never get it again.
And, continues Brecken,
Yeah, because I don't know.
we have to do it. Because, and we have to get them all, because it's been shown that this order, or they were called the Seekers in one of our texts, it's been shown that they can find them by some means. They had information, we've seen some of their notes, and if we don't, they will. So that's what we have to do. They all look very contemplative. Grazia says, see, of course we will help you. That is all we wanted to know, was reason why. And although it does not all make sense exactly,
Nor
it does
do I.
make sense in some way, or at least our objective is clear.
It
So,
is a lot, but we thank you for your help.
well, of course, we will be here with you through the long run until it is safe again for us to travel the world on this ship and not be hunted by anything.
Yes. And
Yeah.
we do apologize for the position we put you all in. Put you in danger and endangered your livelihood.
Well, I do what I can to protect my crew, but also it's been great fun. Sometimes, most of the time.
I'm sure there's more ahead of us.
Well, it sounds like there is. Now, do you have any idea where we are headed next? Where is the next one, I suppose?
Yeah. Well, that is a very good question. What Nikolai just brought up was interesting, at least to me. Maybe we go see if we can't dig up some more on the Orcish legends. We also have the Triumvirate, or like was originally planned, or the monasteries near Kazuin.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially if these seekers were originally monks. There could be information on them.
Nikolai's from Kazuin, right?
Yes, yes.
So, yeah, maybe
And
somewhere.
so is Bew.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
And-
he was talking about hearing those legends when he was a child, so.
And at this point, Brecken speaks up. He says, also, we'll need to find out who the sea sages are. Because that was the next clue in one of their texts, was only the sea sages know. I don't know what that means. It could be that the orcs know something about that too. If we were going to head there next. In fact, Graziella, do you know? Well, we don't have a map in here, and Clara's not here. We should probably talk to Clara about our plotting our course. If I remember correctly, the Vedran Isles are the nearest thing to here. That was where we came from. What was it called? Scramville was one of our last towns that we left before coming over here. Could go back there or somewhere else in the Vedran Isles. That's where a lot of the orcs lived.
It's our best option at the moment, I believe.
Graziella says, I will speak with Clara in the morning. Tonight we'll let her concentrate on keeping us hidden. But I thank you all very much. Grazie. And she says, I feel a bit better now, having a bit of a plan in front of me and knowing a bit more about what we are here for in the first place. So I thank you. Get some sleep. Andiamo.
All right.
All of you out of my chamber. I'm tired as well.
Right.
Very well. Do I still have that map that we got of the mysterious island?
If you've still got it. Are you in possession of it right now?
I think so.
Yeah. If you've got it, you've got it.
Okay then.
There it is.
Nope, that's not it.
That's not it.
I'm about out of paper. I'm gonna have to move all of this over to my new notebook. I was just thinking about that earlithis letter. This is the face steel. This more face steel. There it is.
Well, as long as somebody had it, I just want to make sure we had it and we didn't give it to somebody and not get it.
There we go. So you go to bed for the night. And when you wake in the morning,
Back to
We
full
all
health.
die.
Bew, you wake up and you walk in and find Myrwin, Worth, Vissa, and Bracken all awake. And what you see, Myrwin and Worth, is you observe Bew walking into your chamber, just dazed, looking in the eyes, covered just in blood, and missing his horns.
Oh no!
Did you lose a fight, Mew? Did you fight someone and not tell us about it?
What do you mean?
Looks like you lost.
What do you mean?
They ripped your
Vissa's like,
antlers
"Ah!"
off.
I have just woken up. What are you speaking of?
You're missing about a half a foot of height.
You're there!
Oh, I'm all bloody. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did not notice.
You did not notice half of your head fell off.
No, they are like hair. They do not feel like anything. I will go wash off and it'll be fine.
Didn't
would
you
appear-
see him on the floor or something?
No, I probably made a bad mess in the bunk.
Ew.
It would appear he has more in common with the caribou than we had first thought.
Yes.
Yeah,
Gone.
yeah, I'm surprised our other fawn on the ship hasn't shed his as well. You all are reacting to this like it is a very strange thing.
Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
Haven't seen it before.
Yeah, well,
I think it's kind of hinky. I'm getting some major hink vibes from this.
you might
It's
as well
weird.
be. I am going to go clean up and then toss the antlers off the side and clean up the bed and all that.
Yeah. Do that.
Gross and bloody.
Doesn't it hurt?
No, it doesn't hurt at all.
It really doesn't hurt at all.
No, it'll scab up and the scalp will grow back, and just in time for the new ones to start to sprout in spring.
You do this every year?
Every year, yeah. Yeah.
I
Do you
cannot imagine it doesn't hurt.
Haven't you gone hunting and you've seen the cast off antlers?
Well, yeah,
Of-
but I
of the
suppose I
deer?
thought this was different. I don't know.
Yeah. Kind
It
of.
is. It is. The other kinds of fawns, the ones with the goat horns or the long horns of field fawns, they don't usually shed. They keep them year round. But elk fay fawns, they'll lose their horns.
Huh. How long does it take them to grow back in?
They'll grow for several months in the spring.
And
Ew.
is it like like deer where the number of points kind of increases as they get older each time it sheds?
It matters a lot of things. It matters how well you eat, how well you take care of the horns. If you're sick or healthy, yeah, if you're strong, you'll usually have larger horns. If you're stressed, you'll have smaller horns. You typically see large horns on the fat fawns who don't work real hard or don't have any problems. As well as elk in the forest, you'll see large horns on fat elk that just kind of lays around. Have healthy, easy lives.
Well, this is enlightening, isn't it?
Yes.
Mhm.
Just the
I'm
way
not
of
sure
the
I'm
world.
hungry now.
Well, I'll be back.
So Bew, you go and collect your horns.
Mhm.
They're laying right there. They must have just plunked off while you were sleeping.
Yeah, I'll
And
set them aside and
there's a decent amount of blood on the covers and on your bed and pillow. So you take those and what do you do next?
just kind of like uh, anything that needs to be cleaned up, I'll go wash. If
Yeah,
the
you
ship's
get
moving, I'm gonna, mm, I would say jump off or scale the ladder and kind of like wash off the blood.
you're able to
That would
find
have
a
shed.
basin on board of purified desalinized water, and you're able to just kind of get you get the blood out of there. There's some lye soap that you use to scrub it out a little bit. Water turns pink, but you get the wrappings fairly clean, your bedclothes, and you begin to wash up a bit. And at this point, I would like everyone except for Bew to leave for a moment.
We have to leave.
Interesting.
Bew, you take off your poncho in order to get a little bit more clean, and you notice right around there is a small yet pronounced red boil. It itches a little bit, and it's painful when you itch it. And just now begin to notice that you feel like your temperature might be slightly high. You just a little bit sweaty, and just kind of it's not too intense, and you kind of just think, huh, perhaps I didn't sleep well enough for it. It's got to do with the horns, though you never feel this way before when your horns shed. You look down, around, you find a small steel mirror. Feel the need to look around a bit, and you discover another one on your back, just about center back. So you see two small but pronounced red boils, slightly itchy, painful.
Um, pick at them a little bit. Are they, do they have any, like, are they firm? Are
Yeah,
they a little,
they're pretty firm at this point,
hmm,
almost like what am I trying to say? Like if you ever got bit by a tick before, a little bit like that kind of feel when you poke it.
I know what Ian would do, and that would be try to like burst him, but that's kind of grody.
If you want to make a history or medicine check,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind doing a medicine check just to get a better idea of what these things are and do. Man, I'm rolling so low today. 9.
medicine, it's hard to tell. Like thinking from a medical standpoint, it's like what would be causing this, and you can't really think of anything. Please roll a nature check.
Worse. 5.
It's hard to tell what in the world this could be.
All right. There's a doctor or a nurse on the ship, right?
Marion is the medic, yes,
Okay.
and it appears that Miele has a little bit of experience with this as well.
Yeah, since it is from her, Island. I'll go to Marion. I trust her a little bit more than I do Mealy.
Yeah. So you find Marion. She's having a cup of something.
Threw my poncho back on,
Yeah.
keeping it under wraps.
She's sitting fairly close to Thicket, who's asleep, and Mealy, who's just kind of sitting nearby, not minding, just minding her own business. And Marion looks up at you.
Oh, hello. It's you again. How have you been, darling?
I've been completely fine. How have you been? How is the trip and all that?
Well, I just never expected most of this to see any other like this in my life. At this old age, I thought I'd die in Wolfgard, but you know, here I am at the edge of the world, tending to, well, beings that I never knew existed before.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but what can I do for you?
Well, I wanted to ask you a question, but View kind of looks over at Mealy. I was wondering if we couldn't have a conversation in private.
Oh, of course.
Mealy hears this, and she gets up and walks off. She doesn't say anything, but you can get that she's respecting your privacy.
So I wasn't really worried about. I was feeling a little sick on the island. I wasn't worried about that.
Sick how?
A sore throat and cough, and those things come and go at this time of year.
Why, they're coming this season, yeah.
Yeah. But I found this on me, and I'll just kind of pull down the boil, the poncho, and show the boil.
She comes in close, begins to examine.
And there's another one on my back. Since you're here, just take a look at it.
She pokes at the one on your shoulder, and you wince. And she said,
Does that hurt?
Yeah, it does.
she squeezes it just a little bit.
Firm. Reddish in colour. Turn about.
Yeah.
Same thing with the one on the back.
Same feeling?
Yeah, same
Oh
thing.
my. That's odd. It doesn't appear to be any sort of common pox. What could this be? Let me search my medical texts, see if I can find anything.
Yeah.
That refers to these symptoms. Have you any other symptoms? You said cough, sore throat,
No, that
and
has been it so far.
boils. 2 small boils. That's very odd. Usually, if it were a common pox, there would be more of it up by now. And you might have a fever, but you don't have a fever. Do you have a fever? She feels your forehead. She says, "Oh, you're a little warm. Only
Oh,
slightly. Only slightly. Well, it doesn't look like it's that serious currently. If you just get a bit of rest, don't go too all out. I'll do some research and see what I can find in my texts."
Come find me anytime. I'm sure I'll be around.
Certainly.
Thank you very much.
She kind of kneels down and tends to Thicket a little bit, gets back up and goes off to search for her texts.
I'll walk back out and finish up. Throw my bedding back out and start to deal with the horns.
Yeah.
Take off the
Okay.
tassel, all that jazz.
Very good. Let's call the others back. Ready? Come on, guys.
James has all that recorded too.
Yep. But for in session effect, one-on-one's fun.
Yeah, it is. Sup?
Howdy.
You see Bew coming back towards you.
What's going on?
He's got horns in hand.
That's so weird.
You see him go above decks, and he just tosses them straight overboard.
Aren't those? They're just trash, I guess.
Yeah, what would you do with them?
I don't know. Maybe they're part of some weird spiritual monkey things that you do. You know, monk-like.
No, I am a monk second to being a fawn first. Not going to do anything with them. I'll have another pair here. I think my parents saved my first shed pair. After that, what do you do with your cut hair? Do
That's just
you
weird.
do you hang it on the wall?
Maybe
Keep it as a trophy?
I weave it together and make a blanket.
you.
Yeah, well, you
Bruce.
dwarves, as you dwarves would, yeah. Spend all of that time under stone and go insane.
Mm.
Make blanket hairs, hair blankets.
Mhm.
While we were waiting, we thought we'd indulge in the stuff Carrie made. What is it again?
Rhubarb crisp.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Oh man, that does sound good.
I had to make
It
some
is.
because Mark texted me a picture that Molly made some. So then I had to go find rhubarb.
Yeah.
They have
You
it
had
at
to get it.
Dylan's.
Did you have to get it canned or did you get fresh rhubarb?
Fresh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. I'm so
Anywho.
curious now.
So this day goes by with very little else going on. Mostly, hi
Oh.
Sadie.
She was fighting something.
Mostly, you all use it to relax. But is there anything else you guys wish to do during the day? Worth, Mirwin, you?
I want to
Take it easy.
So the first shard we had, was that on the ship the whole time, or was that
No,
with
it was.
Brecken
It was with
had it.
Brecken.
Reckon. Okay. Is it with him or is it like in his?
It's in that pack that he had. He usually carries it on him.
Because I'm curious about it. How it is it all part of how it all works, and I want to look at it and I want to meditate. It's
Sure.
been an interesting experience meditating with the other shard.
You go find. Are you gonna find? Are you looking for Brecken?
Yes, I guess I'll do that.
Brecken is relaxing with Vissa. They're at a table upstairs,
Hey,
just kind of
fella.
playing dice idly, not really doing much. He's got a cup of tea, and you see his pack sitting next to him on the ground.
So I'll walk up to him.
Oh, good day, Worth.
Hey, Brecken, how are you?
Not bad. Relaxing. It's a nice day.
It is. I was wondering, may I see the first shard, the Vissa's shard?
Don't see why not. He reaches in the pack, just takes out the piece, gives it to you.
Thank you. Okay, I'll bring it back later. I want to take a closer look at it.
No problem.
So I'll take it and I go down below to our bunks and I will meditate with it.
Yeah. In fact, at this point, I would like everyone but Warith to leave the session for a couple minutes.
I'm gonna go have some grapefruit.
I'll
Grapefruit.
text the group in a couple minutes.
Yeah, you'll probably have to go upstairs.
Yeah, I'll go upstairs.
Warith.
Well, yeah, you gotta wait for her to get out of here.
Oh, okay.
She's going in the kitchen
I
first.
have to go upstairs. Why can't I hear things?
So you take the shard in hand, heading back down below decks, and what do you do?
I don't know if I should meditate with it alone first or both of them, but I guess I will take it by itself and just hold it in my hands and meditate with it and try to concentrate.
So for about an hour, you do that, and again, as through the past couple of weeks that you've been meditating with these various pieces of face steel, you feel your mind opening and almost chills even into your fingertips. There is new energy within you that you never knew existed before, but now you feel like you're on the edge, on the cusp of harnessing it. And you come back after this meditation. What do you do next?
I grab the second shard.
Okay, second one.
And I want to.
No, sorry. Go. What's up?
I guess I wanted to see if it would make a difference meditating with both of them, one in each hand.
So you do that. You take one in each hand. Sit down again. Meditate for a second hour. No one bothers you during this time. You've found a fairly secluded spot, and the power is even greater when you come back. And you put the shards down, and you feel this buzz, this light almost feeling within you. And you're down here in this, like I said, fairly secluded spot. You feel this energy, and you feel this feeling in your hand, and it's inexplicable and almost frightening. And you thrust your hand out, and out comes this chaotic, warbling mass of incomprehensible energy. It comes out as almost a transparent yet electric shock like energy, and it slams into the wall adjacent you, and there is this mark it leaves that's charred and burned in the middle, but spikes and veins of ice run out from it, and it smokes. And you're like, you look at your hands and feel the power recede somewhat. But you've just discovered this. You're not sure quite how you would go about intentionally wielding it yet. But you feel there's something new inside of you. That you feel if you just concentrate a bit more, you could do this on command. Yeah.
So was that the
Yeah, you
thing
cast
you sent me?
chaos bolts.
Nice. Now, do I need to have a shard on me to do that?
In order to cast chaos bolt, you have to have where's the pin in location to you right now? You usually have that on you, right?
Yeah, it's probably in my pocket.
Yes, you have you have to have the pin on you.
Okay.
Because I should have asked you first, but I just assumed it was. Yeah, the pin has to be on your person or within like 3 feet of you.
Okay.
Otherwise, the whole ability goes entirely away.
Okay.
That you can do once per short rest.
Short rest or long rest?
Short rest.
For some
Because
reason,
I think spell slots regenerate after short rests, don't they? Let me make sure. I think spells usually regenerate after long rests, but you only have one spell slot. Therefore, I'm going to say that your chaos bolt regens after one short rest.
Yeah, it's fine with me.
Since that's your only spell slot. It casts on a +3 to attack. And I'm sure you've read the rest of the details of it.
Yes, I did.
That's how I say it's going to work.
Okay.
And now you have that.
What about the shards themselves? Is there anything
They
Use those?
feel like they're important, and if you continue to meditate with them, they could give you more. But right now, it feels like they're helping to give you power. But that little thing is focusing what you can do.
Okay.
The shards themselves, you feel like they're of course they're different face steel than what the brooch is. These are the shard face steel. So perhaps you think perhaps they're a bit more advanced than you are right now. Perhaps to unlock their full potential, you would need more experience and more to harness this power.
If I meditate with them, is there any sense that I can get from them as direction of the rest of them? Will using the shards lead me to the other shards?
Make an Arcana check.
This deserves actual die. Oh, that was awful. I rolled a 2. Let me see what my plus is.
Okay.
Probably only. Yeah, so it's a 3.
So right now it's very difficult to tell. You get nothing from them as far as if they can lead you to other shards. It's very difficult to tell at this point. But easily you can tell that they're very powerful and they are helping to imbue you with the power.
Okay.
And that little brooch, you can almost feel like it's like those are feeding into it. And that's where the focus of your power is from. So that's the brooch is going to be the your source. You just got to have it on your person somewhere.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
No, Bella, you can't come up. No. Bella sees the cat on me and is like, I want attention. I want to come up there.
Okay.
Poor little puppy. You're just so sad and neglected, aren't you? Do you want to close the curtains?
There's a cat in my spot.
Well, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure you can move. Who's keeping me comfortable during the harrowing journey I just took?
Oh, you took a harrowing journey?
No, I took a heroin journey.
Yeah, baby.
You're dumb.
That out.
So you and Mirwin have been going about your day and doing whatever for a couple hours until you head back downstairs into the below decks, and you both kind of come upon Wareth at the same time. You see him, who he's not he's OD'd, foaming at the mouth.
I go up and I smack him.
He's sitting there with one of the shards in each hand, cross-legged, and across from him, on the wall, Jason, about 6 feet away, there is this like crater. It's burning and smoldering in the center, and coming out from it, there are small veins of ice.
Bew turns around and leaves.
You,
What you doing there, buddy?
as you head up, Brecken walks past you. He's like, "Where are you going?"
Away from Wareth, you might want to go wrangle your boy in.
I'll check on heads past.
Definite There's some definite hint going on down here.
There's so much hink.
Off the charts, Hank.
Brecken rolls up and he's like,
My
okay,
hink
now
meters.
what is that?
I think I did that.
You think you did that? You don't know?
Well, no. I think.
Vista rolls up. And she's like, what is that?
I think I can do that now. That
You
You can
cast
make
fireball.
Of ice?
I think I can. If I practice a little more, concentrate. I think I can cast like a direct energy and yes, I think I can do that.
Vista goes, do you remember that time on the island when I held the shard and then
Yes.
it went and and I felt all weird and tingly about it?
Yes,
Is
that is
that
in
what
fact
happened to you?
that is in fact what gave me the idea to meditate with. I've been meditating with the shards, and I think I've gained a little bit of understanding, and a little bit of with a little practice, I've gained the ability to shoot energy at something.
Do you think I could do that too? Brecken's like, I don't know about that now. How, but I don't know about that.
Vissa, are you sure you want to be in a situation where you need to shoot a blast of energy at someone?
I don't know, but I thought it might be cool. Like I could stand on the side of the ship and go, Pachoo! Or something like that. I don't know how it worked or what it looked or sounded like, but I thought that might be. I don't know. But I suppose I wouldn't want to have to. But what if I need to? What if they like find me on the ship and I have to be like, ah.
I don't really have an answer for you. Sorry.
I think that's something that you'll have to discuss with your uncle.
I just don't think it's a great idea right now. Let's think about it at a different time. I don't know what you did, but that's freaky.
And honestly, I don't think it's from. I mean, the shards are helping. I want to get understanding about the shards, and maybe they can help us in the future. But I think they've given me the ability to focus on. I pull out the face steel pin that we got from the riders. I think this is what's focusing that.
Really?
Yes.
Very interesting.
I don't know how, but I know that it is. I put it back in my
Okay.
robe garb.
Gonna go talk to Vissa and Bu now. Have fun.
Yeah.
He leaves.
Look over at Mirwin. It could come in handy. Next time we fight a wyvern flying crazy man that arrows apparently have no effect on.
I knew that you were always trying to get under Bu's skin, but
For once, this has
Just-
nothing to do with Bu.
just surrounding yourself with Hink to keep him away.
That's a added bonus.
Massive hink.
The hink levels are off the charts.
Bu and
Barometer.
Brecken and Vissa walk up and join you up on the main deck where you've been since that happened. And Brecken was like, I see what you mean.
Well, he hasn't taken the helmet off since he's got it.
Hasn't he?
Nope.
Yeah, he really has been
Nope.
keeping it on all those days, wasn't
Nope.
he? Hasn't he?
Yeah, it's not like aesthetically pleasing either. He's just decided to keep this moldy face steel helmet on his head since he got it down in the dungeon.
Well, I don't think that the power provided by this is necessarily evil. I think that, I don't know, he might be in over his head a bit.
Yeah, you could say that. I also think I didn't get a good look at whatever the structural damage was. Doing things that could blow a hole in a ship,
That
on
also,
a ship,
Yeah, that also worried me.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Did that from like 6 feet away. He said it shoots out energy of some kind from his hand. Oh, weird.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is something along those lines?
Yeah. I just think we should keep an eye on him. I know that stuff really freaks you out, just the very nature of it. But just do your best to keep an eye on Warith. Make sure he doesn't blow himself up.
I feel that I've warned him enough on the nature of these kind of things, and now that he's just directly jumped headfirst into it, I don't think that there's a turning point. I think that he'll meet his inevitable end, and whoops, that is it.
You could be right.
Oops.
Hopefully he'll keep a level head about this and not become obsessive or anything.
Unlimited power!
I was about to say, Wareth down the ship going, pew, 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 till he's shooting
So-
blanks.
There you go.
That
Your
becomes the
second
Emperor.
day. Your second day comes to an end. And they're like, let's take a big break. I'm going to take a pee and I'm going to get something to drink.
Okay, day.
Let go.
So long as
Meow. Meow.
I just want to love you.
Oh, look there, kitty.
She says, I don't like this.
He's so grumpy.
I totally want to record that cat like growling a whole bunch now and use it somewhere somehow.
Oh, so I have a question.
Yes.
I take it the Fey dragons didn't follow us onto the ship.
Oh, forgot about those.
Speak of the devil. It's nighttime.
They shall appear.
See, I told you she has keen mind in real life.
Yeah.
I remembered them too. I
You really
figured that
do.
they were gonzo.
Come nighttime, you find yourselves above deck. Just kind of watching the waves go by as the sun sets and the ship goes completely dark. Make perception checks for me.
My first good roll of the night. 19.
My first roll of the night. Perception check. I got a 6.
I got a 13.
As you're walking underneath a mast, you notice above you a blink, blink, blink. 3 small sets of lights just kind of at the edge of your perception, and you look up, and 3 tiny fey dragons are looking down at you.
Do I see Vissa around?
No, you don't see her. Maybe not, probably downstairs.
Okay. I'll take out just a little bit of bread, just a tiny little bit, and I'll set it on the railing. And then I'll go see if I can't find Vissa.
They gobble it up. And at this point, you guys also see it, Mirwin and Worth.
Oh,
3
they
fey
didn't die.
dragons.
I wondered what happened to those things.
But the wyvern ate them.
Wait, I need them.
I figured that we wandered too far away, so they just went back home.
Flitted back home. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Those tenacious little beasties made it all the way.
Tenacious.
Yeah.
Find Vissa, and when I
You
find
had-
her, I'm gonna slap some bread into her hand, and then pull her up upstairs.
You go downstairs and she's laying on her bed, just kind of looking at the necklace in the light of a candle. And you put bread in her hand. She's like, "What?
We
What is this?
we may have
Bread?
one more gift for you.
Is it the bread?
No, it's not the bread.
I mean,
Come
I'm
with
sure
me.
it's good. Okay."
No, this
She-
is stale bread that we've been hauling around all of the Isle of Giants.
She gets
It's
up and
something
follows.
else. And then when she gets up to the top deck, I'll say, hold it out like this and walk over that way, and I'll point her to where I last left the Fey Dragons.
She walks over there, not really seeing exactly what you're talking about yet. But she approaches and gets within a few feet of the railing. She goes, "Oh, hello!" And all three of them descend upon the bread. And she's like, "Oh, look at you guys! Where'd you find them?
They're yours now.
They're
problem.
mine."
They've been following us for about 3 weeks now.
Like for me. Really?
Yeah.
Thanks. I haven't seen many of these around here. When we were down south, they would gather around Elsom's post up there. But I haven't seen many. This is lovely.
Yeah,
Thank
they
you.
were in the forest with a full furbolg.
And they
Yeah.
kind of
They've
begin to
been
crawl up
following us
her.
around.
They crawl up her shoulders and
The problem
You're-
with them is that after you you feed them once, they'll just follow you around forever.
oh, I just fed him a whole lot.
Yeah, that's why I let you feed them. They are yours now.
So
Yeah,
they've
now
come
you're
with me.
mom to them. You are
Okay.
mother.
I like them. Oh yeah, mother.
You,
Why mother?
you now have a purpose in life other than
Yeah.
feeling sad when we're not around. You have these three.
That was getting old. Yeah, this is great though. That's I really like these. I'm gonna take good care of them.
Good.
And she frolics off with her new Fey Dragons.
That was a nice and easy handoff and a good end to that storyline. Ouch.
The night goes by easily and very chilly tonight. But you wake up in the morning, and you wake up with a high fever. What do the other two? What do the rest of you do?
I just
it's-
stay in bed.
When I wake up, do I notice Bew doesn't look good, or
A roll
You
perception
continues to be in bed.
to see if you notice if he's in bed still early or later than usual.
17?
Yeah, B's in bed later than usual. A lot
I
later
rolled
than
a
usual.
22.
Yeah, he doesn't look well either.
Why are you still in bed?
Do you want me to go get Marion for you?
She can put you out of your misery. I mean, she can put you out of my misery.
I'll
That
make
would
sure
be
she
nice.
does have a knife.
Approaching him, you
That would be
notice
nice.
you notice that all over there are these red boils, small, firm-looking, crimsony shade of red, and they're pretty dotted along his body, including up onto his face.
Ew. I think I
He
need
looks
to go.
he looks like he's sweating, and there's still that cough that that racks him every once in a while.
Yeah. Go get the nurse Debbie lady.
I reach down to my bag, I pull out the dagger, and I say, put me out of my misery with this.
For a moment, Worth contemplates it. Nah, I'd never get away with it.
Yeah, okay.
I leave
Drop
to
the
go
dagger.
find Marion.
You find Marion in the near the bow of the ship below decks, still tending to Thicket, who is at this point in the day still asleep. Looks like he may have been sedated. He's bandaged, and however, he appears to be a little stronger in color. like he might be recovering. But there is Marion next to him.
Good morning.
Hello.
Morning.
Would you
She's got
mind
him.
coming with me? Bew does not look good at all.
Oh no, he came to me yesterday.
She grabs a medical textbook from beside their chair and follows you. When you get back to Bew, she looks horrified. Oh no!
Oh my dear, this just happened last night.
Is he gonna die?
You just woken up, Lois? Well, no, I've been looking in my textbook, and this doesn't look like any common pox I've seen. I don't know what it is.
Hmm.
When did you first experience your symptoms that you described to me yesterday? I forgot to ask exactly how long you've been experiencing them.
I mean, cough has been something like a week or so.
I see.
I don't know. It's been muddled.
And you only just noticed the boils
Yeah, yesterday.
yesterday, and now they've overnight come up. There must be a few dozen of them. Oh, well, I'm not sure.
She looks flustered, like she's not sure what to do, and she says,
Can you think of anything that might? This mightn't have anything to do with your horns falling off. I know that that's a seasonal occasion for fawns, but you've never experienced this in conjunction with it before. It's not passed on from your parents.
Oh, it's not that.
Or what could be causing this? Has anything else occurred?
Whatever you're thinking, Bew, it's not because of the face deal.
We've been around a whole lot to face steel.
Oh, good lord.
Mirwin and Worth, make medicine checks for me.
Wisdom
No,
checks?
no. Actually, no. Make nature checks.
Nature checks?
I was stabbed by a dude.
Yeah, I got it. It was 10.
6.
Bew's gonna die.
Mirwin, you have advantage on this for
Okay,
a
good.
couple of reasons.
Worth don't know jack.
16.
The boils that you see are a familiar shade of red, and it jogs something in your memory.
What's with
Down-
the face, Mirwin?
Down in the vault, Bew was attacked by a blood vine that had all sorts of teeth, maw thingies on it.
The pussy vine?
Yeah, the pussy vine.
Yeah, I don't want to say that ever again.
Oh, I thought I was rid of those darned things.
And Marion says,
The what now?
Yeah, there was
What kind of
some
vines?
nasty ancient plants down in the Vault of Ages.
Sort of carnivorous plant-like creature that would attack us from time to
Oh
time.
no, I'm going to turn into one of them. Pick up the
think they
dagger.
were-
Put me out of my misery.
Were vines.
Okay. Oh, now, hold on. I don't know. I don't know this exact ailment. So you're telling me that he got what he got bit by a vine or something?
Pretty much.
Kind of.
Mirwin would know more than I do, but I remember him being attacked by a specific. What was different than the rest of them.
How could this happen to me?
Wasn't
I
pleasant.
said, who's taking point? And you said, me. So,
My actions are supposed to have consequences.
oh, well, if it isn't the consequences of my actions. So,
What do you
Marion
think?
goes-
Worth stays back because he's selfish and doesn't want. He's a jerk.
at this point, Marion leaves. She says, hold on. And you see her go above decks.
Hold on.
Not a couple minutes later, she reemerges with Valdemar,
Uh-oh.
the large orc. Comes up to you guys and he says, "What's the deal?"
Good. Someone strong that can kill me, and I hold him my dagger.
What? I'm not going to kill you. You just
Okay,
have come back from
darn.
many people trying to kill you. What the heck is this about? And Marion says,
He's sick with a certain kind of pox, and they said it was blood vine, and you got it in the cave that you were in, that deep, deep dungeon.
Yeah, I got it in deep within my own dungeon.
and she looks back at
Well.
Valdemar, and Valdemar goes, "Ah, the blood vine.
You know of them.
They live in the deepest caves. Back where I'm from, in uh, in the Vedran Isles.
Plan.
I know of this, I've heard of this the blood vine. Yes, deep caves. Now you tell me that one of them beat you or suctioned you or something.
Yeah, we were attacked multiple times by the murdering things.
That is what happened. This is not good. This is very bad.
Is he
I
gonna
know.
die?
I mean, yeah, eventually. The only good news for you guys is how long have you had it?
We've been traveling after 3 weeks.
When exactly did symptoms appear? There's the sore throat. I saw the sore throat and the cough.
A week ago,
Yeah, it was just a day or two before we got back to the ship.
was it?
It was after the destruction of OIE.
But it was about a week ago from now.
I don't know how long ago that was. Okay.
It was on our long 13-day
Yeah.
But it was at
hike
the end
across
of that,
the world.
I'm pretty sure.
And Valdemar says, "Okay, that is good news for you all. Let me think. I know of a place in the Veteran Isles, near-ish to where I grew up, where some practitioners of ancient orcish medicines live. They call them the River Seers. But the islands are a couple of weeks, perhaps 10 days journey, sail away from the nearest one, and at least 2 weeks from where I could find the River Seers. I'm afraid it will be too late by then." And now you notice that Miali has been standing nearby.
Oh yeah, I forgot about her.
And she says, "Yes, he'll be dead by then. But if we can find something to slow it down before then, because you see, sorry, we may be able to slow it down. There's an archipelago within a couple of days sailing from here. It's very small, but there are many coves within, many hiding places. We should be safe there, and mayhaps we will find the plant that we need there. We're looking for a certain type of purple seaweed that can be used to delay the effects of many ailments. In fact, most ailments that we the Fibulg know of. I think we need to head for it. Who do I talk to?
Graziella, I suppose.
Right. She looks contemplative for a second. That's the best course of action I can think of. We need to get to the Gutfelden Islands. That's our best bet. We are about at the border of my knowledge of the world as far as geography goes near to the islands. But I do know, I believe, I'm certain that your navigator has an astrolabe. If we have that and I have the stars, I can find these islands.
All right, well, let's not waste any time. I guess we gotta make this extra stop for Bew. Let's get to it.
Yeah, you
I will
will.
speak
You
to the.
are
I'll speak to the captain.
100% free to just let me die and go on with your own business.
You hear that? He said we can let him die.
Yeah.
Others have gathered now, including Brecken and Vissa. And Vissa looks absolutely horrified. And she's like, Bew, are you going to, what's happening? What's going on? Are you going to die? Why did they say that?
I'm not going to die, Vissa. I am being
You had
very
better.
morbid.
Not. She looks angry face. You better not, or else I'm going to be real depressed.
Yeah. You know, there was about nothing that anybody could threaten me with for my morbid sense of humor as I am dying. But that is something that you can threaten me with.
Well, I'm
Vissa.
threatening right now.
Yes, I know. I am very well aware, and I am threatened by it.
Little tears well up in her eyes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you.
You see what you
honest-
did, Bew? You should be ashamed of yourself.
I honestly don't want to face it, though.
Brackett says he's going to be all right. Now, you heard what Miali said. We're going to find this, whatever it is, purple seaweed. Let us know if you need anything, Bew. In fact, let me go get you some water. How about you lay down?
Yeah, I have been laying down.
How about you lay down harder?
More.
Lay down more.
Yeah, bring
More,
me
please.
some ale, why don't you?
And what else do we have? We've got honey. Yeah, we've probably got honey on board. He should have some honey and stuff too. So Brecken goes off and he brings you back some provisions. Up on the deck after Miali confers with Graziella and Clara, she comes back down, informs you guys that we've plotted a course. We should be there within 3 days. There, I'm certain that we'll find what we need. And she looks there now at Warith and Mirwin and says, "Can we talk?"
Yes.
Thicket's awake.
Oh.
Okay.
See. Let's go talk to him.
Yes. Come, please come. So you backed up to the front of the boat, where Thick is now sitting up, with many pillows and on the nicest mattress that they've got. He's bound and bandaged, but he looks more healthy in the complexion than he has for a while. And he said, "Oh, I've been in such a day since I got here. It's so good to see you guys."
Yeah.
Wow.
Looking as healthy as a furbolg.
I don't exactly feel that healthy yet, but marrying him merely. I'm sure taking good care of me. He smiles at Mealy.
Keep it together, Thicket.
Oh, well, they've just barely got me together. That thing really, Marion said that it got infected really bad.
Yes.
Now, what's this about you being sick? What happened? Sick?
We think he was. We got attacked several times by Bloodvine in the vault, and we think possibly he's gotten sick from it somehow.
I know not of this bloodvine, but of course no one's been down there in many years, many centuries, of course.
Yeah. I don't know. Is that something Bloodvine does? Does it make people sick?
Well, I don't know.
Thanks.
Just said he hadn't heard of it.
I haven't heard of it. Do you know what it does? I
He
haven't
said
heard
that?
of
I
it.
don't remember him saying that, honestly.
Well, nope.
Like 20 seconds.
I thought he
before.
said, I'm sure they have it down there or something like that.
No, still don't. He goes.
I totally missed that.
And Miali beckons you guys to kind of sit down. And she says, now's the question of what to do with Thicket and I and Mossface.
Yes.
We're here. We're not native to your lands. We thought we were going to remain secret. But now, here we are, and neither Thicket or I are sure of what we should do.
Well, I'm sure we could arrange passage for you back to the island. Of course, that would expose you to even more people. But if we go to the smaller places, smaller trading posts, get passage there, the fewer people that you're seen by, the more likely it is to be forgotten. Or your other option is to come with us.
Hello, the way we've Thicket and I have been thinking of it is, yes, it probably wouldn't be bad if a few people saw us. It's not like they'll immediately out our whole civilization, but it's just, I suppose, it's inborn into us to be cautious of going into the outside world. But Thicket and I, Thicket nods. We're not sure if it's safe to go back yet. What if we circle back and then they find us? We couldn't risk you guys like that.
It's up to you. We would certainly be willing to risk it to get you home after all that you've done for us. But
Mealy says, but then there's always later then.
Yeah.
Of course.
We think that perhaps the safest thing for all of us is for now to continue to wherever your destination is, and then when there is a good opportunity to either bring us home or send us home, we could go home with the orcs. They send trading ships to the Isle sometimes, or we'll just have to see how circumstances work out. But right now, if we turned around, it would, well, now with Bu's sickness, also not be feasible, but it would put us all in unnecessary danger. So for now, Thicket and I, no matter how it may go against our inborn instincts, we'll go on this ship with you to wherever you may go in the world, just until we're able to get passage back home.
It should be exciting.
Think of the stories you'll be able to tell.
That is true. First Firbolg in so long to travel the wide world, we've only heard the stories from the giants. But now I to see it for my own self. The
now
ocean.
You're able to tell the giants stories about it.
The sea, I've only observed it. Never on a ship like this, so large and powerful. And here, we out in the middle of this immensity with no sight of land. I've never dreamt of it. So we will enjoy it while we can.
Okay.
And
I
the
guess
crew
it's
have
settled.
already told us that they would accept us as passengers.
And I'm sure they'll put you to work too.
Oh yes, Drasanna already has.
Of course she has.
That girl.
All right. We're happy to have you.
It's a few hours later, getting on to the evening time, when Valdemar and Marion come back to Ubu.
Valdemar.
And Valdemar says, "We have found it in the book.
Oh.
Here we are." And he takes this big medical text. He says, "It is called blood fungus. He says, I'll read it right out of the book here. A parasitic vine contracted via skin contact with prime blood vine ichor. It says blood fungus grows thin roots of blood vine throughout the mortal body.
I'm turning into a clicker.
Feeding on the nutrients passed through the digestive and bloodstream. Symptoms manifest around a week after contact. Initial symptoms include sore throat and cough. After these first symptoms manifest, the infected will develop a fever. and red painful boils will appear on the skin. That is. Further, the mortal's nervous system will be affected, producing general anxiety and unease. This is a bit unclear about the timelines on some of these. After another few days of incubation, the infected's general pain and cough will worsen, and out of the boils will burst small, thin strands of bloodvine that begin to wrap around the infected's limbs.
Oh, great.
Within another 2 days, the vines will begin to thicken and release spores. By this stage, the infected is close to death. A day after the spores appear, the bloodvine takes over the central nervous system completely. This causes great pain, but only for a short while. After that, the vine takes over the rest of the major organs, causing a slow but relatively painless death.
And after that, worst case scenario, he dies and turns into a blood vine, and then there's a blood vine infestation on the ship.
It's unclear exactly what happens with the bloodvine afterwards, but yeah, I assume that's the gist of it.
Your best guess, how long do we have to find this
Well,
the
let's
seaweed and get
see.
into the orcs?
Let me do a quick math in my head. So it's already been.
I guess that would depend on Mira, how.
We have less than a week, really, be realistically. And she said we were about 3 days out from the Isle. So we're going to be shaving it a little bit close.
Okay.
All is well. All is well then.
Yep.
And he says, but that will slow it for at least a couple more weeks until we can get to the river seers. Now they know the ancient medicines. What it actually is, I don't know, but I have seen the river seers and their dragon turtles before, and they are wonderful women, and they're wise in many ways. So we will find them. Don't worry at all, Bu. We're going to get you. And he takes you by the shoulders. We're going to get you some treatment. Okay? So no panicking, even though I know that the general anxiety is a symptom of the disease. But no panicking. And soon, in a few days, we're going to grind up some seaweed and make you put it in your face. And then you're going to feel better for like a week or so, or a couple of weeks.
You
and
know what would make me feel crazy better right now is another
Worms and
thing of
dirt?
ale. No, it's definitely not that.
Okay. Well, just so you know that that's what we're dealing with here.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
So you begin your journey toward these islands to the north, or to the northwest slightly, that they call the Gutfelden Isles.
Gutfelden.
Gutfelden Isles.
Cool.
Several days pass. You feel worse and worse with each day. During the day, the anxiety is like a looming feeling all about as you feel this begin to take your body. The fever is worsening. The cough is nearly incessant. The throat is on fire. You can only eat liquid foods.
Keeping that dagger close to me.
I want to ask the nurse lady if he should be like quarantined away from everyone else.
From what Valdemar and I have found in the text, not until he's or soon before, when the spores start to appear. Spores, because we don't know if that infects other people or if it just infects the area around, grows blood vines around the ship. I don't know.
Either one sounds bad.
Either one does sound bad, but for now and for a few more days, we'll be okay. But yeah, it's not great. Just we keep him hydrated, and with as much medicine as we can.
Every few hours, they come by, feed you honey, fresh water, and some small something small to help with the pain that Marion has, a little herb wrapped thing that slides down with the honey, and it helps a bit. You don't feel well at all. And on the morning of the third day at first light, you come into sight of these islands. You see 5 small islands, but they're kind of high peaked, topped with these fir trees, just very sparsely. It looks a bit like the landscape of the Isle of Giants again in microcosm, snow upon the peaks. You begin to pull towards them. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Baby.
Dun, dun,
And-
dun.
And having finally completed your struggles and adventures upon the Isle of Giants, through the Aer Taure and the Vault of Ages, you all level up to 6.
Woohoo! Yeah!
Just in time for you to die. No, I'm kidding.
My next character will be level 6.
I'm so proud of you all.
Thank you.
Poor you.
It was going to be one of you 3.